Hey history detectives, did you know that the United States dropped more bombs on Laos than on Germany and Japan combined during World War II on a tiny landlocked country that was officially neutral and never declared war on anyone? Yeah, you heard that right. Over 9 relentless years, the skies above Laos rained down hellfire every 8 minutes, turning rice paddies into craters and villages into ghosts. But this wasn't some open battlefield clash. It was a shadow war, fought in whispers and denials, all to choke off a snake-like supply line slithering through the jungle. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this hidden catastrophe, the motivations that ignited it, the human cost that scarred a nation, and the unexploded nightmares that still claim lives half a century later. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see how one secret reshaped not just Laos, but America's soul. And if this hooks you, hit that subscribe button for History Unveiled, your front row seat to the past's darkest alleys. Let's dive in. Picture this. It's the early 1960s. And Laos is a whisper of paradise tucked between giants. This sliver of Southeast Asia, no bigger than the state of Utah, is a kingdom of mist-shrouded mountains, emerald rice terraces, and the Mekong River snaking like a silver vein through its heart, home to about 3 million souls, farmers tending water buffalo monks in saffron robes, chanting at dawn, ethnic groups like the Hmong weaving intricate textiles in highland villages. It's a land where time moves to the rhythm of monsoon rains and Buddhist festivals. Neutrality isn't just a policy here. It's etched into Laos's DNA. Back in 1962, the Geneva Accords had carved out this fragile peace, declaring Laos off-limits to foreign armies, a buffer zone in the brewing storm of the Cold War. The world agreed. No boots on the ground, no bombs from the sky. It was supposed to be sacred ground. But here's the rub, friends. Neutrality is a luxury when superpowers are playing chess with nations as pawns. To the north, North Vietnam is gearing up, funneling troops and supplies south through hidden jungle paths that bleed across the Laotian border. This is the infamous Ho Chi Minh Trail, a labyrinth of dirt roads, footpaths, and river crossings stretching over 12,000 miles, more like a web than a single trail, constantly shifting like a living thing. What starts as a trickle of bicycles loaded with ammo becomes a highway for tanks and divisions, all aimed at tipping the scales in Vietnam. And America, we're watching from afar, hearts pounding with that familiar Cold War dread. If Hanoi falls, dominoes tumble all the way to California beaches. Enter the whispers in Washington. CIA analysts pore over grainy recon photos, plotting red lines on maps. Cut the trail. The hawks murmur in smoke-filled rooms, or Vietnam's lost. But Laos is neutral, bombing it outright. That's a diplomatic third rail. So, they pivot to the shadows. In 1959, the first covert advisors slip into Vientiane, the sleepy capital, posing as agricultural experts, but really scouting for allies. They find them among the Hmong, a fierce hill tribe of about 300,000, long marginalized by lowland elites, but loyal to a fault. Led by the charismatic General Vang Pao, a chain-smoking visionary with a knack for guerrilla tactics. The Hmong become America's unlikely proxies. We'll arm you, the spooks promise, train you, pay you, fight the Pathet Lao communists infiltrating from Hanoi, and we'll keep your families safe. Imagine young Hmong boys like Chow, a fictional composite drawn from real recruits' tales, barely 16, shouldering a rusty carbine for the first time. eyes wide at the crates of M16s airdropped into misty clearings. His village elders warn of spirits in the trees, but the rice shortages from civil strife make the choice clear: join or starve. By 1961, the CIA's Air America fleet, civilian planes by day, Black Ops by night, is ferrying Hmong fighters to forward bases, their engines drowning out the howls of skepticism. What if this backfires? What if the trail just reroutes, like water around a rock? The questions hang unanswered as the first sorties pencil in. Laos, the kingdom of a million elephants, teeters on the edge of oblivion. Fast forward to December 14, 1964. The Gulf of Tonkin incident is still fresh. That phantom radar blip that's lit the fuse on Vietnam. President Lyndon Johnson, face etched with the weight of escalation, greenlights a plan that's been simmering in the Pentagon basements. Operation Barrel Roll, named after a fighter pilot maneuver rolling the barrel to spray bullets wide. It's anything but playful. This is the U.S. Air Force's opening salvo, disguised as armed reconnaissance over Laos's panhandle, that narrow strip hugging Vietnam's border. The target, the Ho Chi Minh Trail. From Hanoi, North Vietnamese engineers hack paths through triple canopy jungle. Porters balancing 100-pound loads on bamboo yokes, anti-aircraft guns camouflaged as thatched huts. By 64, it's a beast. 40,000 troops a month marching south. Trucks churning mud into rivers of supply. U.S. intel pegs it as the lifeline. Sever it, and Saigon holds. But Laos's neutrality means no fanfare, no congressional votes, no press briefings. Pilots take off from Thai bases like Udaron, call signs crackling over encrypted radios, barrel roll inbound. Their F-105 Thunder Chiefs, sleek and thunderous, streak low over karst peaks, unleashing 500-pounders on suspected truck parks. The first strikes hit Route 12, a vein of the trail. Craters bloom like black flowers, secondary explosions lighting the night as ammo cooks off. But oh, the deception. Back home, the New York Times runs Laos stories buried on page 17, if at all. Congress, clueless. The 1964 budget hides $56 million for regional security that funnels straight to Vang Pao's coffers. In Vientiane, diplomats sip gin fizzes at the Circle Sportfouth, feigning ignorance, while Air America C-130s buzz overhead, dropping propaganda leaflets. The Royal Lao Army fights for freedom. The Hmong swell to 30,000 strong. Their Long Chang base, a hidden valley fortress, swarming with CIA case officers in Hawaiian shirts, plotting ambushes from Quonset huts stocked with White Horse whiskey. Rhetorical question for you: was this proxy war genius or madness? On one hand, it ties down 20,000 North Vietnamese troops guarding the trail, buying time for Vietnam ground ops. Vang Pao's guerrillas raid convoys, their crossbows silent sentinels beside Uzis. But the trail adapts. Engineers pave bypasses overnight. Pontoon bridges pop up like weeds. Bombs fall, trucks detour, and the civilians caught in the crossfire. A Hmong farmer pauses mid-plow, hearing the telltale whine, a Bombi cluster munition. Tennis ball-sized death raining from blue 24 dispensers. Does he run? Freeze? In those split seconds, fates seal. Suspense builds as barrel roll evolves. By 1965, sorties double March 3rd sees 30 jets pound the trail's heart, napalm blooming orange against green. Johnson escalates, fearing a bloodbath if Hanoi overruns the South. but whispers leak. A Quaker aid worker in the Panhandle scribbles in her journal. The skies never sleep, booms like 1,000 New Years, but no joy. Eyewitnesses like her, real accounts from missionaries and refugees, paint the dread, animals fleeing in stampedes, rivers choked with debris. What hidden motives lurk? Was it just the trail, or a test bed for cluster tech that would later haunt global battlefields? Now, lean in, because this is where the war devours Laos whole. From 1964 to 1973, the U.S. flies 580,344 missions. Yes, you heard that number right, dumping 2.1 million tons of ordnance, a payload heavier than all Allied bombs in the European theater of World War II. Laos earns the grim title, most bombed nation per capita in history. Every 8 minutes, a plane unloads, day and night, no pauses for holidays. Barrel Roll merges with Steel Tiger in '65, targeting the trail's southern spurs. Then Commando Hunt in '68, a monsoon of metal when Nixon sues for peace in Vietnam. Cluster bombs become the star. 270 million submunitions scattered like diabolical confetti, designed to shred truck convoys. 30% dud on impact, burrowing into soil like patient assassins. Pilots, young captains from Ohio farms, gripsticks white-knuckled, scanning for SAM sights. Fox 2, they call, missiles streaking. Below, the jungle quakes, trees splinter, elephants trumpet in terror, villages flatten. Xing Quang Province, Hmong heartland, takes the brunt. 50% of bombs fall here, turning highlands into moonscapes. Let's humanize this horror with a story inspired by real Hmong testimonies from the Legacies of War project. Meet me, a girl of 12 in a Panhandle hamlet. Her days were frog hunts and weaving lessons until the yellow rain started. One sticky afternoon in '67, as she swings from a bamboo bridge over the Zbang Hume, the sky splits. A B-52 Arclight 8-engine behemoth at 30,000 feet unleashes 108 tons in a grid pattern. The world inverts, Mies thrown into the river, ears ringing like temple bells cracked in half. She surfaces coughing mud. Her brother, nowhere, vaporized by a 750-pounder that cratered their hut. The ground ate him, she later tells aid workers, voice hollow. Subtle fiction here. In her fever dreams that night, huddled under banana leaves, Mi imagines the bombs as angry spirits, punished for some ancient sin. But reality bites harder. Hmong recruits, like her uncle, return maimed. Lungs seared by Agent Orange defoliants, sprayed to bear the trail. Emotional layers deepen. Vang Pao's forces hold, but at what price? CIA cables reveal the toll. Hmong casualties hit 17,000 by 70. Villages emptied as refugees flood Thailand's camps. 700,000 displaced. A pilot's log, declassified from the National Archives, confesses the unease, strafing a wedding party by mistake. God, the screams over the radio. Rhetorical punch. Were these collateral pinpricks or a calculated, scorched earth? Studies show bombing intensity slashed truck traffic temporarily, but the trail endured. Trucks tripling by 72. Suspense coils as Paris peace talks drag. Nixon orders menu strikes into Cambodia too. Echoes of Laos's fate. What if intel had been wrong? What if the real enemy was hubris, bombing a nation to rubble for a war slipping through fingers? The middle sags under this weight, but we press on because the human spark refuses to dim. Hmong elders gather at night, sharing folk tales twisted by war. The trail as a dragon's spine. U.S. plains, its fiery breath. Me grows, scavenges dud, bomblets for scrap, her hands calloused like her grandmother's. We fought for America. A veteran like Vang Pao's son reflects in a BBC interview. But who fought for us? The skies fall silent in 73, but the echoes, they thunder still. By 1973, the math turns merciless. Paris Accords ink peace for Vietnam, but Laos. Abandoned mid-sentence, U.S. aid dries. Vang Pao evacuates 3,000 Hmong on the last choppers from Long Chang. A tear-streaked exodus as Pathet Lao tanks rumble in. The communists seize power in 75, renaming the capital Vientiane to a People's Republic. Hmong remnants flee, over 100,000, to Thailand, then scattered to U.S. heartlands like Fresno, where PTSD haunts diners, serving sticky rice. But the reckoning, it's etched in earth. Those 80 million UXO, unexploded ordnance, lurk like landmines in a child's game. Farmers till fields, hit a tennis ball bomblet, boom, a leg gone. Kids collect the shiny spheres as toys, mistaking death for playthings. Since 73, 50,000 killed or maimed, 98% civilians. In 2023 alone, 20 incidents, economic scars run deep. A 1 standard deviation hike in bomb density correlates to 7% lower GDP per capita today. Schools shunned in contaminated zones. Kids' attainment stunted by fear. Personal echo, draw from a real veteran's account. Like that BBC father's. Imagine him, now gray, in a Minnesota suburb, staring at faded photos. I flew those missions, thinking we were heroes. Now I fund trips to clear bombs back home. Subtle what if? What if he'd refused that 65 order, grounded his phantom? Would one less crater have spared me's village? The Pathet Lao's reprisals add salt. Hmong hunted as imperialist puppets, thousands vanishing into re-education camps. International ripples, Geneva's neutrality shattered. Laos joins the non-aligned but limps under sanctions. U.S. aid, a pittance, $17 million daily in bombs, but just $391 million for cleanup since 95. Heroes emerge. Halo trust deminers, Laotian youth with metal detectors, turning peril to purpose. Yet suspense lingers. With climate change eroding soil, will buried bomblets surface like zombies? We've journeyed from misty trails to moon-cratered valleys, from Hmong defiance to global indifference. The secret war in Laos wasn't a sideshow. It was a symphony of secrecy. CIA ingenuity clashing with communist resolve, all atop civilian anguish. Key takeaways. Power's blind spots breed monsters. 500,000 lives appended. A generation poisoned by dioxin. Economies chained to the past. It challenges us. How do necessary wars age into war crimes? And the mysteries. Did the trail's resilience prove bombing's futility? Or was there a deeper game, testing weapons for future shadows? Could this ghost war whisper warnings for today? Drones over neutral skies, proxy fights in forgotten frontiers. What if Laos's UXO maps guided a global ban on clusters, averting tomorrow's ruins? Ponder that as we wrap. Thanks for riding this roller coaster with me, detectives. What shocked you most? The sheer tonnage, the Hmong heroism, or the lingering bombs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. If this unearthed something new, smash like, Share with a friend who loves the gritty truth. And subscribe to the channel. No notifications. Fix that bell. Until next, keep questioning the official story. Stay curious.